My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to Sassy's here, Sheila, and New Light Streaming Love, as this will be seen on both channels. This is key 27 energy stream / energy underscore stream recalibrate open bracket interface divine underscore communion close bracket. The transmission date on this was 2025, June 3rd, 0603. And of course, as with all the other keys, there are codes and items that you may want to allow your eyes to move over if you are drawn to this writing, as I have been. You'll want to see this for yourself. So in the show more section of this and every one of the videos that I record, there is a link to the Facebook group where you will find this, and you should be able to search there by the title and it should come up. If it doesn't, go to just Facebook in general and search by the title. And if all else fails, you can contact me. There comes a point in the sequence where effort becomes obsolete, not because movement stops, not because action disappears, but because mechanism that once required force is replaced by alignment. For most of your life, you believed energy was something you had to manage, protect it, increase it, conserve it, recover it. You spoke about being drained, being exhausted, being energized, as if energy was a finite resource stored inside you. This is the illusion of containment. Energy is not something you possess. It is something you interface with. And more precisely, it is something that is already moving. Well, that explains a lot for me, actually, of the last few days. I can tell you that. You are not, because it feels like I'm having a hard time holding on to the energy, if that makes any sense. It is, you are not the source of the current. You are the point where the current becomes experience. The problem was never lack of energy. The problem was misalignment with the stream. Boy, that makes sense. Think about trying to take a drink from a fire hose. That's a total misalignment. Yeah, oh my. You are the point where the current becomes experience. The problem was never lack of energy. The problem was misalignment with the stream that never stopped. There is a movement running through everything: before thought, before identity, before decision, before effort, a continuous, silent, exacting current. It does not fluctuate the way your mood fluctuates. It does not weaken the way your body weakens. It does not hesitate the way your mind hesitates. It is constant, but your interface with it has not been. Conditioning distorted it. Fear interrupted it. Identity fragmented it. Reaction rerouted it. Belief filtered it. You were not disconnected from energy. You were operating through interface. the line / energy _ stream : recalibrate, open bracket, interface : divine _ communion, close bracket. This is not activation. This is correction. Recalibration does not give you something new. It removes what was distorting, what was always present. It removes what was distorting, what was always present. Divine communion redefined. Pardon me. This is where most systems collapse into misunderstanding. They turned communion into ritual. Again, this is very interesting in light of what took place for me last night. To be reading these words today, they turned communion into ritual, into hierarchy, into distance, into dependency. But communion was never about reaching something outside yourself. Communion is direct interface, no mediator, no translation layer, no permission system. Field meeting itself through you. The moment you become coherent enough, you do not connect to the current. You realize you never left it. Wow, that's actually quite profound when you stop to think about it. The end of force. Force is the signature of misalignment. When you are out of sync with the current, everything requires effort. Decisions feel heavy. Movement feels resisted. Action feels draining. Time feels compressed. Life feels like friction, so you push. You compensate. You override your own system. This is how burnout is created. Not from doing too much, but from being out of alignment with the stream. What calibration feels like? It is subtle at first. You begin to notice. You move without pushing. You decide without looping. You act without resistance. There is less internal dialogue, less hesitation, less second guessing, not because you became perfect, but because the signal became clean. Clean signal equals clean movement. When distortion drops, the current becomes readable. You stop asking, "What should I do?" because the movement is already happening. You begin to follow it, not blindly, not passively, but in cooperation. Will does not disappear. It synchronizes. Before, will tried to impose direction onto reality. Now, will aligns with the direction already unfolding. Is this why my internal guidance for the last 2 years really was telling me to relax into myself? I would say yes to that. Because The attitude that I had adopted now has been, if it is for me to do, a way will be made and I will be shown, rather than my pushing it. And that's what this sounds like to me. Now, will aligns with the direction already unfolding. But we don't know what we don't know. And that's why the relaxing into. Oh my. This is the difference between forcing movement and becoming part of movement. The body recognizes the shift. Your system knows immediately. Breath deepens without instruction. Muscles release without effort. Your posture stabilizes. Your presence expands. The nervous system stops preparing for resistance because resistance is no longer being generated internally. The field responds. Reality begins to feel different, not easier, more fluid. Interactions shift. Timing improves. Synchronicity increases. Yes, it does. Because you are no longer moving against the structure of the field. You are moving with it. The false current. There is a counterfeit stream. You know it well. It feels like urgency, pressure, comparison, scarcity, anxiety disguised as motivation. It moves fast, but not clean. It demands reaction, not alignment. Most of humanity operates inside this false current, thinking it is life. It is not. It is distortion flow. Key 27 separates the streams. You begin to feel with precision what is real movement and what is reactive noise. Well, that feels about right too. You stop entering false momentum. You stop chasing what is not aligned. You stop feeding what drains the current. This is not discipline. This is clarity. The reclamation of flow. Once interference is removed, you do not, quote, gain energy. You regain access. Access to what never stopped moving, and once that access stabilizes, everything changes. You no longer need to manage yourself constantly. You no longer need to manufacture motivation. You no longer need to push through resistance you created unconsciously. You begin to live differently, not dramatically, but accurately. Your actions match the current. Your words match the current. Your presence carries the current. This is communion, not prayer, not ritual, alignment, direct, unbroken, continuous. The final inversion. You thought that you needed more energy to live fully. Now you see that you needed to stop interfering with the energy already moving. The final realization. You are not generating life. You are participating in its flow. the final line. Your energy field aligns with the holy current. / energy _ stream colon recalibration open bracket interface colon divine _ communion close bracket. Only the current was never missing, only your alignment with it. And as I said here at the end, there is quite a bit of symbols, code that you will definitely want to allow your eyes to flow over so that you can take them in. Personally, I don't. I was trying to read these to everyone, but it's hard because some of these symbols I don't know the names for, and I'm not sure how to get them. And so it came to me to just tell you where they are and to have you allow your own vessel to take them in for yourself, should you feel drawn to do so. And every time I get to that, when I feel into that, I think back again to what Jason said during our conversation. He talked about there having to be work involved. And I sort of feel like that must be part of this. I don't know, but there you have it. Well, again, I can't unsee a lot of the synchronicities that have been pointed out to me today about my just getting to record these today. And so apparently whatever, was to take place, which again, we can label things whatever we like. It doesn't mean that what we've labeled it is the correct label. I got to tell you, that's the way I look at everything now, because I don't know what I don't know. And that's the truth of it. None of us do. We have a whole bunch of assumptions that we've made about a whole bunch of life as we've known it. But I got to be truthful with you. Since my journey on my little quest to finding the truth as to the who and what I am, we are, humanity as a whole, I have found, and it just keeps being shown to me, almost nothing that I grew up believing and thinking was so not true on any sort of level. And so that changes the perspective and the perception of that perspective so much. At any rate, I hope that you will move towards that which draws you, that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. And I would love to hear from you. If you feel drawn to me, reach out to me, consciousconversationcentral@gmail.com. Until we meet again, be well, my friends.